forsake me. Except you build a house, the builders build in vain. Me, I go follow you to go. Anywhere you lead me, I go go. Jesus, my life is for your glory, your glory. She did do more, she did do more, she did do more. Taking me higher, Jesus, you never leave me, don't forsake me. She did do more, do more, do more, do more, do more. You're taking me higher, Jesus. My life is for your glory, your glory. You make the little things I do be like saying I beat it, oh. Your grace makes the difference, just they embarrass me, oh. I like it, oh. I like the way you they lead me, oh. Promotion everywhere, contract everywhere, plenty money everywhere. Cause you they lead me every day. I say I like it, oh. I like the way you they lead me, oh. China do more, do more, do more. China, you are taking me higher. Jesus, you never leave me, don't forsake me. China do more, do more, do more. China do, 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 do. Jesus, you are taking me higher. Jesus, Jesus, my life is for your glory, your glory. Except you build a house, the builder builds in vain. Me, I go follow you to go. Anywhere you lead me, I go go. Jesus, my life is for your glory, your glory. Yeah, do more, do more, do more, do more, do more, do more. Yeah, I go there, follow you, follow you, follow you, Jesus. My life is for your glory, glory. You make the little things I do be like saying I'm beating, oh. Your grace makes a difference, just to embarrass me, oh. I like it, oh. I like the way you they lead me, oh.
highly spiritual. dia. Mansa minazi kwa suami bae. Zakrona duzu akosha unika. Yepezi yeni. Yepenu mediri. Yemza, yemzo, yuna muna yenza. Uni muze ni jena bae. Eko fewo busu ya fonyi na bra. Eni obi a shakone bia. Zame umida kubia ma wasi gumi. Obi a bibi so atwa mi ama mi wata mi. Ampa do. Zane ni je o. Etinu mumba munsamami. Mumbru chini yana na mintie. Maumensi anunzuna mintie. Bomizengu. Kewa bomizengu. Dia. Mansa minazi kwa suami bae. Zakrona duzu akosha unika. Yepezi yeni. Yepenu mediri.
Okay, let me know if there's no audio because I really want to know right now. I want to know now if there's no audio. Please let me know. If you can hear me, just say yes, I can hear you. George Givler, please, Canan Zille, if you can hear me, please tell me yes, you can hear me. That's good. John Henderson says yes, he can hear me. John, I'm going to bring you on one day so we can discuss the issue that we talked about, we discussed before about African Americans going to Liberia as their home. I will contact you later so we can discuss again, and then by that time you'll be able to appear on video. So Liberian people here so they can hear what you have in mind to say. What is it that you talk about when you say African Americans claim Liberia as their home and they have legitimate right to be there? And I don't know if I'm quoting you very right, that someday that the African American will issue a lawsuit against Liberia to make sure that they give them their place in Liberia. John, if I'm not quoting you right, you will have the time to come on and discuss the issue. But John Henderson is one of the leading persons on the campaign to return African Americans to Liberia. Okay, to return African American to Liberia and pay. I think he said Liberia need to pay some reparation or some money to African Americans in America. I don't know all the details now, John. I can't remember. But John and myself will come. I will contact him and maybe some of his officials of the organization to appear here for us to discuss why is it that African Americans living in America believe that Liberia is their maternal home, that they're where they belong, that they claim ownership to Liberia. John will one day, John, maybe next week, we can do that next week, Monday or Tuesday. I'll reach out to you so we can discuss that. Okay? And John, that is, let me tell you, John. Okay, John said I'm correct. Thank you. Listen, John, this is important to me because part of the thing you said the other time when we had a short interview was the free slaves coming from Africa, and they come to America and born their children here, and the children claim to be American. But are they really American? And those are the philosophy I want to go beyond the philosophy of how African American can claim to be American rather than African. And you have a better idea of what you guys want to do. I will definitely contact you, John. Thank you very much. I will get back to you. I want to say welcome to all of you. I'm not going to promise any of you today because I've been promising and not living up to my promise to come on constantly. All right. Anthony will be joining me. Anthony Gay will be joining me later to discuss. He said he doesn't want to come on video. I'm going to see how I can get Mr. Willem to come and join me to discuss this issue. Today we're going to discuss Tiawan Gongloe. You remember some time ago, Tiawan Gongloe, a group of group of citizens of Liberia petitioned Mr. Gongloe, or raised the possibility of Mr. Gongloe to be a presidential aspirant. And ever since that happened, there have been underground work going on by Mr. Gongloe and other political actors. And it is a possibility, it is a huge possibility. Let me just tell you now that it's a huge possibility that Mr. Gongloe will be a presidential candidate. I know all of you have been looking at it from different perspectives, but I want to bring another perspective to you today. And that is why some of you come here, because I always bring my own great ideas of how we can provoke the thoughts. So Mr. Gongloe is possibly, he is going to be presidential candidate. There's no ifs and ands about it, because the discussions that are going on now, the discussions that are going on right now are the possibility of establishing a political party on which Mr. Gongloe can run. There are two possibilities here. One possibility is there's a new, fresh, brand new political party that will be established that will carry Mr. Gongloe as a political candidate or presidential candidate. The other possibility that some people who contacted me are talking about is they want to convince Mr. Gongloe or Councillor Gongloe to take over an existing political party. To take over an existing political party. They all have their negative and they have their positive. If Mr. Gongloe establishes a new brand political party now, there are positives and there are negatives. If Mr. Gongloe decides now to join or take over a political party, an existing political party, there are positives and there are negatives. I want to remind you, after solo, you can come on later on. I will send you the link later on so you can come on. There are possibilities, okay? I want to remind you that Unity Party was taken over by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. I want you to remember that. In 1997, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf wanted to contest the presidency on the ticket of the Liberia Action Party. And because the collaborating political party at the time did not choose her and chose what the woman name? I forgot his name, and chose another person to be the candidate for the collaborating political parties. Ellen, the next election that took place, Ellen took over the Unity Party and won on the ticket of the Unity Party. Okay? So it is not strange for he can take over the NDP. You know, that thing talking, that BT talking now, and we take over NDP and then George will lose gradually. That's what you're trying to say here. I'm just telling you, I'm just saying, if Gongloe takes over NDPL, George will lose gradually. That's if there's no if and end about it. Once he takes over NDPL, gradually is no part of Georgia anymore. Georgia loses gradually. That's if there's a little vote, you win little vote, but he loses gradually right away. But that's not what I am about to say. That's not what I'm about to say. So, but we want to look at the issues fundamentally, and I'll be joined later on by my panelists. I want to look at the issue fundamentally. Let's look at Mr. Gongloe himself. I want all of you to type me here, and I will start to screen your comments. If you try to type anything on here. I will screen your comment. I'm sorry. if you type your comments, I will most definitely screen your comments. Okay, I will screen your comment. And the question is, and I want you to be honest with yourself. No, not me. Don't try to don't pretend with me. Because it doesn't help me. It doesn't help anybody. If you look at Councillor Gongloe, in your mind, in your estimation, in your evaluation of the personality, the quality, the education, and everything of Mr. Gongloe, do you think he is a presidential material? I want you to please type your comment, and as you start typing the comment, I'll start to screen the comment so that people will read your comment. Is Mr. or Councillor Tiawan Gongloe, Tiawan S. Gongloe, is he a presidential material? Let's look at that perspective for a little bit. Tell me, what do you think? Because that's the first thing you want to look at. Electability. Electability is one of the key things that any political candidate can look at and say, am I electable? Am I likable by the people? Will the people look at me and say, yeah, this man can be my president? Does he look like my president? There are some people, their personality appeal to you, even if they are not educated, even if they are not sophisticated, even if they are not, if they're not the kind of person that other people want. Let the brother start with advocacy job, man. So that's Prince Double. Prince Double said Mr. Gongloe should first of all start to advocate for job. So if you look at somebody, let me take you to some things that you probably want to know. If you look at in America, if you look at Donald Trump, his personality, is he a presidential material? Is he likable? If you look at Joe Biden, is he likable? Why was Hillary Clinton not voted? Was she likable or not likable? Why was Barack Obama elected? Was he likable? Was he not likable? Let me just tell you about Obama. I never liked Obama because I'm not born, but I'm a Republican. I'm a conservative. But some of the things he said during his campaign, which I know was never going to be true, and I believe he was lying, was he was going to end the wars in the first 100 days of his administration. I knew then and there that he was lying to the American people. He was lying to myself. So I didn't believe him at all, and I believe that he was a bad president. He was going to be lying. That's where I didn't like him. And I supported the opponent, John McCain or Mitt Romney. But he beat them too. He beat all of them. There's one thing, though, that I like about Obama, which was his cool. The guy is so intelligent. He is so intelligent that sometimes you don't even know what makes him angry, right? You don't even know sometimes what makes Obama angry. I'm not a born Republican. I'm a born Republican from total. No, born Republican from total, ever what they call. So that's the question for you to consider. If you start making your comments on those, I will begin to screen your comment. Is Councillor Gongloe electable? Is he a presidential material in your estimation? Does he look like your president? What your president could look like? If you say he is not like my president, what could it be? Who could be like your president? Yeah, somebody say, before you post the question whether he is a presidential material or not, can you please post his activities in the last 10 years for those of us who don't know him? Okay, very fair indeed. What I'm going to do is I have his profile. I have his profile that was a little bit back ago, and I think it's still valid. Some of the information there might be obsolete. I mean, he might have he had done some things more than what I have now. I will draw something short that what he had done. But for now, let me tell you some of the things Councillor Gongloe had done. He had been loyal through all his life. Apart from student politics, he had been loyal throughout. He had been a lawyer for people who cannot defend themselves. He been a lawyer representing the Justice and Peace Commission, and by extension, he was one of the lawyers from the Justice and Peace Commission contract that represented the press union of Liberia. That any time the press union faced a legal battle, Councillor Gongloe was one of the lawyers who represented the press union and any journalist in Liberia. So from time to time, in fact, he is a human rights lawyer. He's one of the very few people, very few Liberians who study human rights law. I'm telling you, I'm not guessing. Okay, this guy is a personal friend of mine. So what I'm telling you, I'm not guessing. I'm telling you very, very frankly, he's one of the very few, if not the only, Liberian lawyer who actually studied human rights law. The rest of the other people are lawyers. They study criminal law. They study commercial, whatever, civil law, whatever they study. They study all of those labor law. But he is one or either one of the only lawyer in Liberia that actually studied human rights law. And he has been advocating for people who cannot advocate themselves, professionals, human rights advocates, journalists, and anyone who was arrested in Liberia. And according to his estimation, that the government did not have a right to arrest you, he ran to your rescue. And one of the things he has done, he has prosecuted and defended anybody. I remember in 1990, was it 1996? 1996, I believe. He was one of the prosecutors of the Cllr and other people. They were eventually pronounced, some of them were pronounced acquitted by error. General Bangba Bangba. The man, he mistakenly misread the verdict, and that's how some people got free. But interestingly, when our brothers were in jail, the Ghanaians were in jail, we looked for lawyers all over. Only 2 lawyers came to our rescue from the beginning. That was Serena Cephas. I contacted Serena Cephas. He prepared a writ of habeas corpus to have this guy released. And while he was at the Temple of Justice, the governor of Liberia ran to the civil law, the magistrate court, and brought a writ, a charge for the guys. So the writ of habeas corpus were definitely moot. So he didn't continue. Then we contacted Councillor Gongloe. I brought Councillor Gongloe on a TELUS conference, and Councillor Gongloe did not even request for money. He defended the Nigerians without requesting for any money. There was some little money that was given for processing and things, both from us as a concerned Ghanaian and from the Ghanaian Association headed by Mr. Tim Collins. And that he tried, because the Gongloe was successful in making sure that out of the 22, in fact, out of the 35 that was arrested, the first 8 were released. The first 8 were released. 35, let me see, 35. The first 8 was released. There was and the others were released. It remained 22. Out of the 22, some were released, and only 9 people were convicted. And out of the 9 people, later on, they were released little by little, and all of them are released. But Councillor Gongloe was the one who represented them with Councillor Johnson. Okay, I don't know the other lawyer, but I know that Councillor Johnson was also part of that. So all his life, he's been a lawyer. Now, another thing I want to say, those of you who probably don't know him, he was the first labor minister for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf in the first 1 year. After 1 year, in the second year, President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf asked all the ministers to resign. And Councillor Gongloe thought that it was problematic. He had a problem with it. Why is he resigning? So anyway, he resigned. Now, when they resigned, Ellen told them to reapply for their jobs. And Ellen, even though Councillor Gongloe did not reapply, but Ellen gave him the position of Minister of Post and Telecommunication. And he rejected that, and he said he was not going to go back in government. Since then, he had never gone back in government, and he'd been practicing law by himself. I mean, personally, he'd been practicing law, and helping people. Anybody, any human rights organization, any human rights person or advocate that got the team, Mr. Gongloe will go there and stand for you. That is something that he does. I never see him distinguish between tribes. Like, because I'm a man, man, so this is a crown man, so I'm not going to defend him. Well, he even defended the crown man more than you can imagine. Oh, I'm not going to defend the lumberman. Well, he defended lumberman, like all the guys, how do you call it, Vandala Patrick. Councillor Gongloe was the one who released Vandala Patrick lumberman from jail, and Loma Vandyman from jail. So he's not a kind of lawyer who will say, well, these people, I don't like them, they are from this tribe or this tribe. So I'm just telling you what he has done. So you say I should tell you what he has done. Okay? Yeah, Ministry of Labor. Yeah. What did he do at the Ministry of Labor? Well, I can't tell you, because the reason I can't tell you is because it was a short time and I will not be able to know personally what his achievements were. I mean, he stayed there for a long, short time. So I don't know whether he had any achievement, whether he changed the structure of the ministry, whether he proposed, and I think he was the one that reviewed, they started a review of the Liberian labor law, labor statute, and then Kofi Woods, Anthony Kofi Woods, NA. I know I participated in the covering of that stuff. So to be honest with you guys, I will not be able to tell you the nitty-gritty of what he did at the Ministry of Labor. But I can tell you that he has been a human rights lawyer throughout his life. That's what he's been. He's been representing, he's been contracted by the UN, contracted by individuals, and been doing a lot of stuff, a lot of work. And most of you who know him just from the legal part. And just very few will know him from government, because he occupied government for a short time. He didn't stay long in government. So I wouldn't know exactly all his achievement. But that's the Gongloe man. But the question that I'm trying to ask today, apart from whether Gongloe can, let me see if I can screen some of your comments really quick. Okay. Apart from whether Gongloe can be your president, the other question is, can he beat George Weah as an individual candidate without joining any political party or any coalition? Can he beat them? Can he beat Mr. George Weah? He said, look, I don't want to join the CPB. I don't want to join the Rainbow Coalition. But can he really beat George Weah on the ticket as an individual, carrying an individual political party? Is it possible that Councillor Gongloe can be a winner against George Weah? Those are the questions I'm asking. Or alternatively, do you think he should join the collaborative political party? Or he should join the Rainbow Coalition? But who are the Rainbow Coalition? Let's look at who are the Rainbow Coalition. Let me share with you who are the Rainbow Coalition. Let me see. Oh, no. Let me go here. The Rainbow Coalition. I want to bring the Rainbow Coalition something here. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you. The Rainbow, I'm going to bring on the Rainbow Coalition. Let me see if I can show how many members are in the Rainbow Coalition. Okay, let me see how many members are in the Rainbow Coalition. Let me show to you so you have an idea of when I say Rainbow Coalition, it won't be surprising to you. So you know how many people constitute the Rainbow Coalition. Okay, how many people constitute the Rainbow Coalition? Let me see if I can share my screen for you. I want to put a PowerPoint up for you so you can see, and we will look at the membership of the Rainbow Coalition. We'll look at the membership of the Rainbow Coalition. Okay, so if you look there, these are the members of the Rainbow Coalition. These are the members of the Rainbow Coalition. I want to put a full screen. Let me put it full screen so you can have an idea here. So the Rainbow Coalition, here are the members of the Rainbow Alliance. They call it the Rainbow Alliance, all right? The Rainbow Alliance. There are 11 political parties that make the Rainbow Alliance. 11 political parties that make the Rainbow Alliance. Number one, the Liberia Restoration Party, LRD. Change Democratic Action, CDA. Movement for Economic Empowerment, MOVE. Democratic Justice Party, DJP. Victory for Change Party, VCP. Grassroots Democratic Party of Liberia, GDPL. Redemption Democratic Congress, RDC. People's Unification Party, PUP. Vision for Liberia Transformation Party, VOTE. Vision for Liberia Transformation Party, VOTE. New Liberian Party, NLP. True Wheat Party. So these are the political parties. These are the political parties that make up the Rainbow Coalition. Is there any party in that group that Councillor Gongloe can either take over and make that party come to limelight, or do you think Councillor Gongloe should join the Rainbow Coalition, and these 11 political parties, do they have weight after all? In fact, do all the political parties I just named, do they really have weight that if Councillor Gongloe joined them, they can take him? Do they have membership across? Do they have membership across Liberia? Do they have membership across Liberia that they will be able to bring Gongloe to the presidency? That's something I want you to think about. But there's another group of political parties, which most of you know. Most of you know this other collaboration. Let me put them here too, and then show them to you. Let me put them here and show them to you. I will share my screen as well, so you can have an idea of what I'm talking about. So this is, and let me see if I can share my screen and put it right on the screen for you. I want to go straight to the other political groups. All right. This is the other political group. This political group, I think I can just go full screen here. Okay, so this is the other political group. The collaborating political parties. Now they have 4 political parties in that group. They have the Unity Party, the Alternative National Congress, the ANC, the Liberty Party, the LP, the All Liberian Party, ALP. So let's see these 4 political parties. Can Gongloe join them? I'll tell you what will happen if Gongloe join either of these parties or coalition. The alliance, the Rainbow Alliance, in my view, it's not a strong alliance. The political parties in these 11 political parties here, they are not strong. The only political party there that I see that made a little bit name for themselves is the political party called MOVE. MOVE is the former bank governor party. So that's the only political party, downside and others in our political party. The rest of them, they call themselves grassroots. Nobody, they don't have any kind of pooling, nothing. If Councillor Gongloe joined them, he has a bigger chance of coming up as the candidate. Let me see what happened here. If Councillor Gongloe joined them, he has a chance of them choosing him as a candidate, as a presidential candidate, standard bearer. The question, though, is whether they are capable of pushing him to the presidency. Whether they are able to push him to the presidency. And if Councillor Gongloe joined the CPP, which is likely not, and I will advise him not to, I will tell him not to, and others have told him not to, is that there is no probability, there is no probability that the CPP will ever consider Gongloe as a presidential candidate, because he is simply a newcomer. And as a newcomer, they don't see the possibility of putting ahead of the rest of the people. That is something that you have to you just have to take that serious. Just have to take that. There is no way that Councillor Gongloe will be chosen in the CPP. He cannot be chosen. They will not do it. They are now concentrating on whether they should choose Joseph Boakai as a presidential candidate for them, a standard bearer for them. Or the people in the ANC are fighting tooth and nail to see if they can take Alexander Cummings as a presidential candidate or as a standard bearer. Is it possible that Mr. Gongloe will go today and they will give him attention and say, Mr. Gongloe, you be the standard bearer for us? There will be political marginalization. Political marginalization. Gongloe will not see his hair reared. He will not raise a hair above the frill. He will not go and put his nose above the water. Because in the CPP, I call them the dangerous sharks. The CPP is a group of dangerous sharks. You swim with them, you die. They will eat you raw. They will mutilate you. And Cummings is one of those sharks, dangerous, yes, vulnerable, and fighting for his life. His life is hanging on a rope in the CPP, whether he can ever be a standard bearer. And then you bring Gongloe and say, Gongloe come, and Gongloe should be a standard bearer. I don't see the possibility. But the question is, if Gongloe decides to say, okay, I don't have a future in the CPP. In fact, the CPP is tinted in my own view. And I may be correct, I may be wrong, I may be correct. The CPP is tinted. Yeah, somebody gallantly say Gongloe will be selected over Dr. Mel Jones. That's a possibility. So if Gongloe say, well, I can't see my fate. I don't see the possibility of me becoming a standard bearer in the CPP, so I will not join them. In fact, the CPP have tarnished its reputation. People talk so many negative things about the CPP. I don't want to go there and tarnish my reputation, assuming that he was the thing. But what's about the alliance? Can Gongloe say, well, I will join the alliance? You got to look at the political possibility. What dividend can he bring? You know, in politics, you don't just join people because you want to join them. You look at a dividend. What dividend can the 11 political parties, even though they are 11, but what political dividend do they have to give to Councillor Gongloe? Something you need to think about. So if he says he's not going to join the alliance, the last question is, before I bring my guest, can Councillor Gongloe stand by himself alone and beat both the CPP, the alliance, and George Weah and become president of the Republic of Liberia? This is what we call the uphill tax. This uphill tax comes with lots of planning, lots of political analysis. And if Gongloe will have his day, if the people of Liberia will like Gongloe, especially the people of Monrovia will like Gongloe, Gongloe has one more problem. One more problem to take care of. One more challenge. And that challenge is what will happen to him in Nema County? What will happen to Councillor Gongloe in Nema County? What will happen to Councillor Gongloe in Nema County? Can Mr. Gongloe clean Nema? Even though the politics is like this, Nema County would really like to be president. They would really love a presidential candidate that will take the presidency. So Nema too can count themselves as having served at the level of the presidency in Liberia. But is Councillor Gongloe, could Councillor Gongloe be their choice? Now, who are the obstacles for Councillor Gongloe in that county? The biggest obstacle for Councillor Gongloe is Prince Johnson. Why is Prince Johnson an obstacle? Because two things. There is a Mano-Gio fight in Nema County. Even though when it comes to the presidency, I see the possibility of both the Gio, the Mano, the Crown, the Madigo, all of them from Nema County voting for somebody who would represent them at the level of the presidency. There's a possibility that they join hands in some way. But there is an inherent Mano, Gio fight. Prince Johnson is Gio. Councillor Gongloe is Mano. So it is like a Mano man going against a Gio man in a dog fight. Can consider that's number one. But that fight can be diffused by a conversation of oneness. Oh, let's put one person from our county to go. So there's a possibility that that particular fight, can be overcome by that kind of message. The one that cannot be easily overcome is Prince Johnson consider Councillor Gongloe as an enemy already. How does he consider him enemy? Very simple. He believes that Councillor Gongloe is one of those who want to bring war crime courts. Now, he is just a lawyer and a human rights advocate, and he is advocating for war crime court to come and prosecute Prince Johnson and others. And Prince Johnson already don't like that, and he has continued to fight against either Gongloe, the sister of Councillor Gongloe. He has continued to fight against her. Even in the last election, he opposed her and he supported Jeremiah Kun, and Jeremiah Kun won her. What anyway you think about it? Jeremiah Kun is a senator. What do you think of it anyway? Jeremiah Kun is a senator. So Nema is divided in terms of vote. So Councillor Gongloe may have vote in Monrovia. Councillor Gongloe may have vote in Kema, Maryland, all the Cllr counties. He will not have the kind of support that he deserves in the overwhelming manner from Nema County. Councillor Gongloe and George Weah will fight over Grand Jeddah. I can tell you for free. Because there are sufficient reasons for Grangians to believe that Councillor Gongloe is a good man. The only man who stood by them when nobody else could look their way. The only man who stood by Grangians when no human being on earth could look their way. When their sons were being arrested and detained and tortured in jail, it was only this one man who stood by them. So the Grangians have the passion for him, or will have some passion for him, and say, well, when our children were in jail, when our brothers were suffering, when we had nobody to stand for us, to advocate for them in the court of law, this was the man who stood by us. So George Weah has a competition in Grand Jeddah. That I can tell you 100%. But Councillor Gongloe still pull the votes from other places. I'll play you a song and I will bring in my guest.
Oh forsake me. Except you build a house, the builders build in vain. Me, I go follow you to go. Anywhere you lead me, I go go. Jesus, my life is for your glory, your glory. She did do more, she did do more, she did do more. Taking me higher, Jesus, you never leave me, don't forsake me. She did do more, do more, do more, do more, do more. You're taking me higher, Jesus. My life is for your glory, your glory. You make the little things I do be like saying a big thing, oh. Your grace makes the difference, just they embarrass me, oh. I like it, oh. I like the way you they lead me, oh. Promotion everywhere, contract everywhere, plenty money everywhere. Cause you they lead me every day. I say I like it, oh. I like the way you they lead me, oh. China Dubo, Duba Dubo, China, you are taking me higher. Jesus, you never leave me, nor forsake me. China Duba Duba Duba, China Duba Duba Duba, Jesus, you are taking me higher. Jesus, Jesus, my life is for your glory, your glory. Except you build a house, the builder builds in vain. Me, I go follow you to go. Anywhere you lead me, I go go. Jesus, my life is for your glory, your glory. Yeah, do more, do more, do more, do more, do more, do more. Yeah, I go there, follow you, follow you, follow you, Jesus. My life is for your glory, glory. You make the little things I do be like saying I'm big thing, oh. Your grace makes a difference, just to embarrass me, oh. I like it, oh. I like the way you they lead me, oh.
Okay. So let's come back here, and at this point in time, I'm going to test my stuff here. I don't know if they are all coming on very well. Anthony, are you there? Okay, that's where the problem is now. So I got to test my system. My stuff here. I don't know if they are all coming on very well. Anthony, are you there? No, Anthony is not there. Let me see. Let me turn off my audio from here. I want to make sure Anthony can hear me. Otherwise, I will have to. Anthony, are you there? Anthony? Okay, I don't know if Anthony can hear me. I don't think he hears me. So I'm going to try another way. Otherwise, I'm going to do it the other way around. Anthony, are you there? Let me see if he's on. Anthony? Hello? Hello? Anthony? Okay, I think Anthony is not paying attention. Uh, okay, let me play some more music and then I will bring Anthony on. Let me play one more song. If Anthony doesn't come, then we'll move on to the other person. Um,
Ah, yeah. Muneko, above, arebo, chiso. Money fini Congo, your money fini Congo, your money fini Congo, your money fini Congo, arebo, your money fini Congo. Money fini Congo, your money fini Congo, your money fini Congo. Oh yeah, Mlia kwe mumbayo, mumbayo, mumbayo. Mlia kwe mumbayo, mumbayo, mumbayo. Mlia kwe munjayo, munjayo, munjayo. Mlia kwe munjayo, munjayo. Abala mufoya. La quiere a bala mufa, la rapeo, la mola mufa, la quiere la mola mufa, la rapeo, the Baba people come, will catch you, Baba people come, will catch you, nobody like you, like I do, nobody like you, like I do. Better days ahead. Better days ahead. I'm a
We invited 3 people, but I sent the link to them, but we only have Anthony. Anthony, how you doing there?
I'm doing great. How yourself?
Yes, sir. Let me see if your audio is loud and clear. People, I sent it. Anthony, just 1 minute. Let me see how your audio is. Anthony, how you doing there?
Okay. I'm doing great. How yourself?
Okay, Anthony, you're very good. All right. So, Anthony, first of all, have you heard that Councillor Gongloe is in the race?
Yes, I saw the launching of his team. The team launched the it's actually not an official campaign, but they launched that, yes, he's going to be a presidential candidate.
Right.
And so I saw that press conference. They had a press conference where he's going to be in the race. Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, are you worried because are you worried about him?
Absolutely not. First of all, he's a very astute lawyer of Liberia. I'm proud to see a Liberian, in the legal field and doing extremely well. So I'm proud of him as a lawyer. However, every Liberian has the constitutional right to contest the presidency, and we welcome that. Am I afraid? Absolutely not. I'm very confident of my candidate, and everybody knows that.
But it might, Councillor Gongloe might be very popular, if not in the country, in Monrovia. Are you not worried about that?
No, I'm not. Yes, why, Mr. Jerry. So, in everything that you do, you got to understand the intricacies of everything that we do. And when it comes to Liberian politics, I think you asked a question earlier, can he win as an individual on his own? Or can he, join another political party? The answer there is no one political party today, as it stands in Liberia, can win the presidential election. Not one. Even the most popular Liberian, George Weah, didn't win on his own. He had a join a coalition to win. Tuesday went twice. They did not win on their own. So for one person to come right now and win the presidential election in Liberia, that time has not come. Is it impossible? Absolutely not. But it is a hard thing to do, especially the way in which people vote in Liberia.
But it could be possible. He He could go for runoff with George Weah, correct?
He cannot go as a runoff. So that means he's going to beat the CPP by himself? It is impossible for that to happen.
What if he joined the alliance, the Rainbow Alliance? If the Rainbow Alliance throw their weight behind him.
The Rainbow Alliance, that's 11 political parties, if I'm not mistaken, but they don't have the force that CPP has. CPP is one of 4 political parties. They have more force in Liberia when they are together compared to the rest of the other political parties in Liberia. You saw how the CPP collaboration that worked together brought in 6 citizens in 2020. 6 citizens. Okay? If we have done much of our work, we will have had up to 10 citizens. Nima Conte is one place we dropped the ball. We should have handled that situation well. But it is, in every circumstance, there will always be challenges. There will always be places where, you have to learn. And I think what happened in Lima, we learned a lesson from that, a very good lesson. But that's why I've been in our corner, because we were just, 4,000 votes less to win that seat. But I can say this, it is a good thing for Liberia, for democracy to be at the forefront. The individual can get the presidency without any intimidation.
Well, okay, let's look at his chances of joining the CPP and coming up as the presidential candidate or standard bearer for the CPP. What is your thought?
Well, again, and I think people will say my answer is biased. As it stands today, Mr. Arizona Benedict Cummings is the best choice for the CPP, and I can pick George Weah any day in this election. If any individual come right now in the CPP, you gotta put your resume. That's the Cummings' resume. And let's see, with the current economic circumstances with Liberia, who is better suited to address the Liberian economic crisis better than Arizona Benedict Cummings right now in Liberia? That is the question you must answer. Character is there. Record proving is there. He's playing the country knowing love. Has he gone around? Yes. That boy is new to the country that is not doing that. So if anybody want to run, think about Arizona Benedict Cummings first. What do you have better than him? What do you offer better than Arizona Benedict Cummings? Give me the current economic circumstances of Liberia. Who is best suited to address us? Because, Mr. Jerry, let me say this to your audience and those that are listening to the radio as well. That the number one problem of Liberia today, outside of leadership, is the economy of Liberia. If the economy of Liberia is put into perspective, it will address up to 10 different governmental sectors. 10 different governmental sectors. The economic issue will address those things. Infrastructure. If you want to build roads, you need money. You got to be able to generate revenue, domestic revenue. You got to be able to generate it. If you have to invest into education, you need money. Agriculture, you need money. You can't always be begging your way out of the process. You must be able to generate domestic revenue. And companies are laying out the framework how we can generate domestic revenue. And so I would say, any individual right now that want to join a race, we welcome them. But until you can put your resume right next to Cummings' resume.
But if you talk about, I mean, are you saying that if you put, let's assume that George Weah is not in the race, nobody else is in the race, Alexander Cummings versus Tiawan Gongloe, who wins?
Cummings wins.
How? Why? Why do you say so?
No disrespect to Councilor Gongloe. He's an astute lawyer. I mean, he has integrity when it comes to legal issues in Liberia. I respect the man. But when it comes to what we are faced with today in Liberia, as it relates to the economic challenges and other national issues, I will take Mr. Cummings over him. Mr. Cummings has a proven record on the global scale when Coca-Cola was struggling in Nigeria, West Africa. Look at the Liberian man went to Nigeria when it comes to business. When it comes to business, when Nigeria got software companies right now in their own country. There are zero software companies in Liberia right now. This man went to Nigeria and compete against Nigerians and beat them. Went to Kenya, competed against Kenyans and beat them. Went to South Africa. Same thing, beat the African. Went to Europe, beat Europeans and came to the United States and left a mark with Coca-Cola. In 2008, that's it. Well, almost everywhere, so every fast food joint in this country. Today, go to fast food joint. You better see Pepsi machine. You will see one Coca-Cola machine with 35 flavors. One machine with 35 flavors. You just press the button, you add water, and you get your drink out. You go to why go. I don't need to do publicity on your show for these businesses. But I can tell you, people always say companies cannot transcend that into government. So then I want to ask them a question. What is the essence of leadership? How do you perfect leadership? Because the number one issue we face today in Liberia, outside the economy, is leadership. And because of the structure of the Liberian government, that is a unitary state, the president has all the power. All those government ministries and government agencies, they are all ceremonial positions. None of them can write their own policies. None of them can function outside of the president. And that's the reason why Mr. Cummings always there. You will want to be that only the president post he invested in. Any other post, his function will not be seen. And that is true because of the current structure of the Liberian government.
Let me read two comments. Let me read two comments from Prince Double. He said that man, include that's Alexander Cummings, will take, Gongloe, will take lots of votes from Alexander Cummings. And he said here, Alexander Cummings can never defeat Gongloe in Maryland County before talking about the whole nation.
First of all, yes, what people forget to understand. Donald Trump became president in the United States and they now win New York. Donald Trump lived most of his life in New York. But Donald Trump could not win New York. Were he a president? Was he a president in America here? I can go on and name president who won the national election and they not win their own state. So, Cummings will not be the first.
Why you think? Let me read a comment. Why you think the leadership?
Maryland County, it's a winning Maryland County will it stop the election. When you talk about Nima County, Losa County, Bostorado, we're talking here. Even my own county, Benjamin County, is not a political factor to win the presidency of Liberia.
Somebody say, oh, day Coca-Cola, you think like people have time for Coca-Cola, man? I mean, why is the managing of Coca-Cola matter to the political management of Liberia?
Okay, first of all, Mr. Jerry, sometimes people make statements because they don't understand what the fucking matter is all about. People hear Coke, they get in a Coca-Cola bottle, Cummings is selling. No, Cummings was an executive leader. A corporate in the first of all, to manage a McDonald's in this country. It's not an easy task. You are in leadership and you know how it is in this country to advance in leadership level. The competition. People say, oh, the structure was already there. The structure is there. Guess what? You are held up to a higher standard. You were given a monthly report, a quarterly report, a annual report, all the different reports you were getting. You were being evaluated constantly because those shareholders of those corporations want to make sure that that dollar is making the money that they want to make. So, how does managing Coca-Cola, equip a person to become president of Liberia? Yes, how? Just one division of Coca-Cola makes the Liberian national budget more than 10 times. Comey managed hundreds of billions of dollars. The Liberian national budget has not even reached $1 billion. Comey managed over hundreds of billions of dollars without tender, without anybody calling you to answer questions. Oh, why the other one can go here? Why the other $5 went here? If those people was watching it, it was not like that. Who started Liberian government? First of all. And when people want to brag about, oh, I have 10 years of the fear of the Liberian government, 20 years, guess what? Look at our Liberian government today. There are no functioning institutions. Show me one institution in Liberia that you can brag about, Mr. Jerry, that you can say, oh, yes, that institution is a top notch. The LSCC you brag about, LRA. Which one of the institutions can you brag about as a Liberian?
Okay, before I go to Prince Sheriff, since we talk about Gongloe and Cummings, you made your verdict. Let me take you through a few candidates and you tell me and make your verdict, then I'll go to Prince Sheriff. So, Gongloe, Boakai, what do you say?
Gongloe, Boakai ticket?
Yes, no, Gongloe versus Boakai.
I'll take Gongloe over Boakai.
Gongloe versus Benana Ure.
I'll take Gongloe.
Gongloe versus Mel Jones.
Gongloe.
Gongloe versus George Weah.
No, I will not take George Weah.
Huh? What you did?
I will not take George Weah.
They were too hard for you to talk. Let me bring Prince Sheriff. Prince Sheriff, how you doing there?
Yes, sir. I'm doing cool. Anything against Weah, I'm against Weah.
But you just said Weah will win. That doesn't look like you're against Weah. Oh, Prince.
You know that.
Joe, that one, you can't put your neck or chopping both for that one. Okay, let me go to Prince Sheriff. Prince, tell me, what's your own political analysis of Gongloe coming into the race?
All right. First of all, let me use this time to extend my thanks and appreciation to you for giving me the opportunity. And I want to say this before going to my analysis. You are one of those who encourage me in what I am doing. I remember before the election that brought the CDC into office.
You got a chance to come on video?
We were looking for platform. Yes, sir. We were looking for platform.
Look, Sherry, you got a chance to come on video?
I'm sorry?
You got a chance to come on video?
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
look in your messenger. I'll send the link to you.
Okay, all right. Okay.
So you if you don't have Chrome, you should download Chrome. Then you'll be able to come in.
I have Chrome.
Okay, good. Let me leave you, and while you're doing it, let me go to Mike Delay. Mike Delay, you want to come on video or you want to be on audio?
I'm on audio.
Okay, so Mike, Anthony, what is it, Mike?
I know what's speaking over there.
That's Anthony Gay. Anthony Gay says there's no way, there's no chance for gun. Huh?
I couldn't come on video. Yes, I know what's speaking about. Anthony is gay. No, I'm a handsome man. Handsome, but don't be afraid of doing video.
So if you wanted to come on video, I could send you the link, but that's okay. You can be on the audio. Let's look at what Anthony said and move on from there. Anthony said there is no way Councillor Gongloe can win against Cummings. He can win against Boakai. He can win against Benana Ure. He can win against Mel Jones. He cannot win against George Weah. Even though he's against everything George Weah, but he wants to state that Gongloe individually cannot win against George Weah. You agree?
Well, you see, Mr. Chair, the first thing, Cummings, Councillor Gongloe and Boakai will be a tough race. So Comey and Braga, they said it's not even close to the mirror. So how will he compare Gongloe with Comey? Despite saying Comey, yeah.
Go ahead.
So I don't know. I don't think he's saying the right thing, because when it comes to real politics, like Comey just trying his way up. Okay, they are the top man in the country over there. So he cannot even say that. Maybe he said now because his opponent Comey. But the first thing was saying about Comey going to Nigeria, poor Nigeria. Comey in Nigeria as an American. So whenever American goes somewhere, even in an African country, they will bow down to it. When I in Nigeria as a Liberian, he was there as an American citizen. You see, unfortunately, you all say yeah, but they just say, oh, come here in Nigeria. Was he there as a Liberian? No, he was as an American. And he was as an American, and he was going by the American guideline. If you're working in a corporate institution or the general, they put give you handbook.
Okay, wait. You're raising something important here. You're bringing something important up here. You are saying, if I understood you right, tell me if I understood you, that managing Coca-Cola is like you are going by the rules, and if you go outside the rules, you are kicked out. But managing the Liberian presidency is not by the rules. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not by the rules. It's like a situation you meet in the office that you're going to deal with. So it's two different things. You can run an organization here as an NGO. Okay? And the NGO guy, the guy policy, they put in place. If you're the NGO president or chairman, if you just go deviate, they put a car after you. But the president is different from what he's been saying about the Coca-Cola operation. It's different, totally different. American gave you a job, they gave you a handbook, they say, I want E to be T, I want A to be A. You cannot miss that. If your man comes to the office, they don't open the door. If your man comes, you don't open the door. It's an instruction. And they come to him plain blank, I have to follow it. So I don't know what it's called Coca-Cola. This has nothing to do with the presidency. Coming going as president, if he wins, he go with all ideas. Whatever he led with, whatever policy he put in place, it's like a draft. Liberia right now, it has nothing to no foundation to lay on. So he's not going to carry own foundation for Coca-Cola. He's not going to carry there. With Coca-Cola in Nigeria, that's American. Everything he was doing like American policy, like Coca-Cola policy they have. It's a fixed policy. If you go there, even when they carry the doorman, they say, I don't make a read your policy. Just be strict. You follow the same thing and go by the same thing.
Wow.
So you cannot say Gongloe and Comey having it. He had no chance.
Comey got no chance with Gongloe?
He had no single chance. The man struggling, even Bwaka, the best baking Bwaka every night. Then he talk about Gongloe business.
Okay, let's look at George Weah. Let's assume that Comey decide and say, look, CPP.
Hello?
Yeah. I come in here, guys. Abraham, I'll come to you. Let's say Gongloe say CPP to hell with you. Alliance to hell with you. I am going into the race by myself. Is it possible that Gongloe can beat the CPP and go to run off with George Weah? No, there's one reason. The reason he will not win George Weah and he will win Comey is this. The Gongloe man, everything he's preaching now, he saw them with Helen, and he was silent. How are they going to get him? You see it? How are they going to get him? When it comes to George Weah, how are they going to get him? The reason we will Comey's coming into Liberia politics, Gongloe been there for a long time. And the reason George is going to win because George been president, George Weah has set different stage. You see, but when you're there, when we were supporting Helen, you know, I did this thing and I did this. You want to walk on with Helen, you know, do it with Helen. I was supporting you against it. So George Weah had backing towards Gongloe. Then even Comey had backing towards Gongloe. So now George Weah is going to win it. When he wants a one-on-one. Where the guy, you see, in politics, they got track record. So right now, George Weah had a track record that coming up. Even though the country is not set yet with where they want to be, but he had a lot of stuff that he had put in place when
the list Gongloe supported at that time not put in place. So you can run that campaign against him.
Is Gongloe coming in a race? Is Gongloe coming in a race finally for him?
For Gongloe himself?
Yeah, for coming into the race at this time. Is it the best time for him to come in the race?
No. It was not timing. But this is the problem. And I like the fact that George Weah become president, it make more Liberians to just feel that presidency is easy in Liberia. You see? That's why you see in America here, Obama won the election, more black people they can just go and win. All the black people are winning, all the raiding, all the couldn't go far. So how Liberia looking now? Then I George Weah won the presidency, but how did George Weah win presidency? I'm a lawyer. Nobody say, well, I get it like that. They're looking at because George Weah from the football field and he win presidency. So I mean, anybody in Liberia can win presidency. But the president when George Weah was outside the field, he was playing for games that he was working towards his way to the presidency. You see when Obama was here, when Obama was here, when he was not president, he was making a way out. All the things they were doing, the community, you're making a way out. So if you not start your grassroots campaign to what you want, you cannot start in the middle and see you want to get it. The commies that were in Nigeria, the commies knew the presidency was good for him. He could build his campaign. He was still working for the American government in the American agency in Nigeria. Like they had almost 50,000 Liberians in Nigeria. He got to start running his base campaign over there. What time Liberia looking for anybody who can win. Coming to come to Liberia at that time when they having the interim government in Ghana. They're looking for people to use. There's nobody around. Coming to come and use that chance. When we were still enjoying the corporate war, you know, Cllr Liberia was a country.
You think before I go to Abraham, let me ask you one more last question.
Can I interject before you go to Abraham?
Yeah, okay, Mike, hold on, because he's a guest today. Let him come and interject. Yeah, go ahead.
So, you see, sometimes when people say some things, you will scratch your head. Oh, you can get the people system already tell us anybody can go there and succeed. Mr. Jeru, how many times they fire CEOs in this country? How many times they fire executive vice president in this country? How many times they fire coaches in this country? Just last season, the NBA now fired almost 7 coaches already. The season ain't even started yet. Evidence system was already in place. The most talk about Golden State Warrior, Mark Jackson was there for 6 years. Johnson, all those players, they start carrying every one of them. They played for him for 6 years. He could not go over the hump. They brought in Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr took them over the hump and won, I think, 2 or 3 championships with Steve Kerr. Right? Look, there is something in leadership that some people are born leaders and some people are made leaders. You must have what it takes to move the needle. You think anybody can get this put in a company and have success like that without having anything? For instance, 10 people can register today, sit in the same class. A professor come and teach that same course, but everybody can pass the class? Absolutely not. So what are you saying here? That companies are just giving a company everything was set, and so you get to be there. Do you know a company nationality that works at Coca-Cola? Before companies left Coca-Cola, he has 62 million employees worldwide. He was the third man in command of Coca-Cola. So look, appreciate your own. You don't have to be a supporter of him, but respect the work he did. Just like George Weah took the highest seat in the 40th world, Cummings took the highest seat in the corporate world. We must respect it. Look, I don't support George Weah in any political affair. When it comes to sports, I'm the number one thing. Thank God he's starting to up on Jersey. And you know why? Because this man has the skills. So don't come here and try to lecture people about things that you don't have the understanding of.
Okay.
Because to run a corporation in America or across the globe is not that easy job.
All right, Anthony, I want you to pause. Anthony, let me bring on Abraham Dayuga. Abraham, how you doing?
I'm all right. How you doing, brother?
Good. And Abraham, what is your take on this?
Okay, thank you very much for this platform. Thank you for giving me the time. In the first place, one thing I want to ask the Liberian people is that all those that want to run for president, all right, any of them I ever come up to say, look, I want to be president, but I will reduce my money that they are paying me every year. I will reduce it to this amount. I've not heard any of them say that.
No, Mr. Collins said the first year, the first term, he's not going to take that salary. He has made it. So yeah, the first year.
For the first yeah. But he ever said
yeah, but the second term is not guaranteed. It is not guaranteed.
But to reduce it. To reduce it.
The man said you don't want salary for 6 years, then he said to reduce it again. You're not taking salary for 6 years.
I come in, my brother. You wait. He said he don't want it for 6 years. After that 6 years, it's $500,000, $1 million, $1 million plus dollar.
The second year is not guaranteed, my friend. It's based on the job you do. The second year is not guaranteed. So you're only talking about the first one.
No. That would say reduce the money. The money is too much for the president.
Okay, Anthony, let him make a point. Go ahead, make your point.
You can say, I want to take pay for
Anthony.
1 year. I don't want to take pay for 10 years. But after that year, you will start receiving.
Okay, go ahead, make your point.
Okay. All right. And another thing, I think the Liberian people right now, the result for the presidency, I don't care what anybody say or what they do. In my look, the spiritual advisor to Donald J. Trump came out and said, look, this election you're going to Liberians. I am not a Liberian, but I'm advising you people. This election is a key point for you guys. You're either vote for the angel or the devil. She said it clear. So the Liberian people already resolved. They've seen the outcome of the election. So right now, my brother, anybody that come across, you're gonna cross it. I don't care what you do. I don't care what the Liberian people do. That presidency, Joseph Waka will win it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me go to Salia Sonny. I want to ask Prince Sheriff. I think the video is not going through. I want you to come back on audio, please. Prince Sheriff, I want you to please come back on audio. The video is not going through if you are listening to me. Let me go to, before I go back to Anthony and Mike, let me go to Salia Sonny. What do you think, Julius?
Yeah, let me say welcome back.
Yes, sir. I'm not promising anything today, because if I promise, I can break my promise all this time. I'll make sure I'll be regular before I can make my promise anymore.
Yeah, that's good. Let me say hands up to the guys and other panelists on the show. First of all, we want to discuss Kumi. There's one thing that we always do in Liberia is a girl. They always say Kumi succeeded in the corporate war and did this and did that. We don't know what Kumi was doing. What was Kumi's scope of operation for? Can anybody from the ANC provide that for us? Let's look at what Kumi was doing there.
I'm here. I can provide a scope of operation, and I'm glad
that can be after I finish on the deliberation and I'm coming. So,
okay. I will listen to you. Go ahead.
I want to know what Kumi was doing, because there's two different things. The presidency and the corporate war, they are not the same. I can tell anybody that. You can establish a business here, you run that business successfully. And then you can leave that business and say, oh, let me go put a group of people together, let's have some kind of get together. So I have 1 or 2 people in there that will be running around. I'm not going to take that away from Kumi. He did well. So he's sweet. Because he went out for the fire, he went out fire. He left there by himself. People say he left there by himself, other people say he was fire. I have no proof of that. But let me tell you, Anthony, the president in Liberia, Kumi makes his own mad. Kumi destroy himself. And we told you guys, but sometimes we used to say, they say, oh, because we have to do this. But before Kumi align himself with those crooks, Mr. Bagaga win nothing in Liberia. I will tell you that today. He will not win that presidency. Anybody, you align yourself.
Okay, let's forget about comments for now. I want you to come back. I want to go to Prince Sheriff. He's on now. But before I go there, silence on him. No, I don't want you to answer that question because it's obvious. I know what you're going to say. So I want you to discuss Tiawan Gongloe. How much do you think Tiawan Gongloe entering into the race was ill-advised, or you think he stands a chance against the CPP to go against George Weah and come into the runner-up with George Weah? No, you, Celia.
Oh yeah, so the Tiawan Gongloe issue was ill-advised. Tiawan Gongloe is becoming more political than the job that he's doing. Again, I think that's how after Johnson, when he said that he should retire and focus on his political career, Tiawan Gongloe is more like an opposition, and he got no chance. You know, in Liberia, Mr. Jeru, when the bigger boys finish winning, they look for the smaller boys and give them jobs. These are probably the kind of thing that Tiawan Gongloe is doing. They are like a spoiler. How they call it in America. You want to be one of those spoilers. But if what do you mean
spoiler? What do you mean spoiler? What is this spoiling?
Spoiler, like taking some of the votes away from the opposition because they're not going to win Georgia. They're not going to win Georgia. Either Tiawan Gongloe want to get a little population, so when second round reach, then everybody coming to them to talk to them, to be taking everybody. Like what they having like growing politics. Second round, they can't take everybody. Oh, the man will be $1 billion now, and he can't be the other ministry. That's all. Tiawan Gongloe win, like bro. Like bro, don't believe in target as a joke.
Okay, Sally, I want you to stand by. I want you to stand by. Let me bring in talk show host and ferocious CDC a political analyst, Prince Sheriff. Prince Sheriff, welcome.
Yeah, thank you ever so much, Mr. Jeru. So you're not hearing me? Hello?
Go ahead.
You say you're not hearing me, sir? Are you getting me now?
Yeah, you are very loud and clear.
All right. Okay, sir. Yeah, let me first of all start by saying thank you, Big Brother Jeru, for giving me the opportunity to be here. And I want to begin first of all by laying a premise here for many people that are listening. I want to say that every one of us, God has given us talent, ability to do a specific thing. And it takes people who have the eyes to see in society to bring you to the lifeline. There are many people, whether be it in Liberia, in the United States, that have various talents. But unfortunately, they have not seen people who will push or encourage them that you can do this despite of the criticism from others. And Big Brother Jeru, this is what you did for me, like many others. I remember 2016 when we were all putting forth our agenda for the CDC and talking to our people to vote for CDC. Many platforms resisted, and in fact, they called me names. They could not even give me the opportunity to remain on the line for just a second.
Sherry, 1 minute.
Yes,
Sherry,
sir.
Let me tell you, I know you want to look at your own picture, but you're not looking at the people. So looking at the camera, now you're looking at the people. So you can look once in a while to look at your picture, but now you are
the picture part ain't matter, you know.
Yeah, go ahead. Once you looking straight at the audience. Yeah, go ahead.
So it was like people refuse on so many occasions. In fact, people calling names, they snub us out. But whenever we have the opportunity to come on your platform, you never hesitate. There was not a day that you just, kick us off. Even though sometimes what we were saying, it did not align with your own political belief or your own political analysis, but you always gave us the opportunity to have our say. There are times you used to host me program. I said, "Why you wasn't a fully boy for? Then why you this, that?" You say, "No. Let us give people the opportunity to exercise their own franchise instead of trying to stop them. And based on what you did during the time of the election, I sat down for long. I said, look, I will have to make sure to be able to advance myself. And today I am proud to say, by the grace of God, I have about more than 45,000 persons following me on Facebook. Not because I know how to articulate the issue, no, or not because I'm a guru in politics, no, but it's just because we study from people like you. We bring the facts and we give it to our people in the war and in the simplest manner for our people to understand. Had it not been because people like you was encouraging us, would have felt discouraged and maybe drop along the way, sir. But because of people like you and many others, Mr. Gilman, even Octavius, my own brother, I want to say your thank you again in the simple Liberian way. When it comes to the issue of the CPP, well, first, I don't want to go off your topic, so I want to guard myself in the confines of your topic. If you don't mind, is there a specific issue that you want me to address? Because
the issue you are discussing has to do with Tiawan Gongloe.
Okay.
I'm trying to think about how possibly Tiawan Gongloe can even have a chance to win.
All right.
If he joins the CPP, there's a possibility that he may not be able to be a standard bearer for the CPP because they have their own thinking already. If he joins the Rainbow Alliance, can the Rainbow Alliance have the political will and the following to make him president? And if you say, I'm not joining the alliance, I'm not joining the CPP, is Tiawan Gongloe capable of beating George Weah to the ballot box?
Thank you, Big Brother Jeru. Let me say this. People, political marks are seen in previous work. When you come out to tell somebody, say, I am strong politically, you must be able to give your background. What makes you strong politically? Give us a vivid analysis of what you've done in the past. So based on your work in the past, we can look at it and say, yes, this person, at least he can try it. Like I gave you an example. I am not going to sweep this under the carpet. If Mr. Cummings come to me and say, look, Prince, politically, I am strong, I will look at his past record in the past election. And I will say, oh, yes, Mr. Cummings, you have some constituents. Based on the election that was held, at least you did this, you did that. So I can consider it. But when it comes to Cllr Gongloe, who is a very good man, a big brother or father, and I respect him a lot. When it comes to political constituency, that's why people always like to sweep this under the carpet. But this is not something we should sweep under the carpet. There is no way you can be a politician and don't have a political constituency. It's not possible. Now,
you think Gongloe doesn't have a political constituency right now?
No. And I will give you an example.
Yeah, give me an example.
Let's look at this Gong CPP convention that was held in Nimba County.
Yes.
Sister participated in that particular convention. But Tiawan Gongloe was there to give his sister the full support in order for her to be able to win the CPP convention. You are a living witness, I'm a living witness. All of us witness what happened at that particular convention. All of us witness it. It was characterized by fraud. It was characterized by all kinds of dubious acts. We saw that. Now, Tiawan Gongloe, being an individual who hailed from Nimba County, that I can take from him, hailed from Nimba County, his support to his sister or to the CPP was to be able to amalgamate the forces within Nimba County so that the CPP can have a victory. Even though Mr. Tiawan said that I am just here, or Cllr Gongloe said, I am just here, to observe the process, but we all know that was not it. He went there to get the full support of the CPP so that subsequently his sister can be elected. But we saw what happened. even during the primaries, we saw what happened. We need not to go back and forth. That it was characterized by fraud, by violence. People had boss, property was destroyed, and etc. etc. They twist arm to make sure that Madam Elif Gongloe.
What you are describing, though, Cummings was chairman of the CPP when that thing happened.
I know. He was there, but
does that play directly to his leadership?
Definitely, it played directly to leadership. We kind of Mr. Cummings, but since that's what I said. I want to guard myself. We kind of Mr. Cummings. I know you asked. Yeah.
Hold on. Don't go. Hold on there. I will bring Anthony, but let me go to. Okay, go ahead.
So let's look at the CPP today. When the CPP was appointed, the first chairman that held the CPP, that was Mr. Ure, followed by Mr. Cummings, and now Madam Gongloe or Senator Lorry. Right?
Yes.
During Mr. Cummings' time, you saw the structure of CPP. We were visible. We were present. I mean, once Mr. Cummings was even turning over the baton to the successor, you saw how he cataloged everything that CPP were able to accomplish under his leadership.
So, are you disagreeing with Prince? Are you disagreeing with Prince that the Lima Convention did not play directly to Cummings' leadership?
So yes, the stand of Mr. Cummings on our whole issue. Mr. Cummings took a stand. Things happen, Mr. Jerry. Under your leadership, and that's why Mr. Cummings took full responsibility. Things happen. You cannot control everything. Even in our own personal life, we cannot control everything. But you know what? Volume is how you handle what presents itself. And you saw how that whole matter.
No, but you see, Anthony, I don't want to discuss Cummings today, and I think another day we can talk about it more deeply. The leadership of Cummings, looking at Liberia after or doing George Weah or the next presidency. Let's look at what Cummings as a leader, and they said, well, we're going to re-administer the convention. Then he was coerced, and they chose Gongloe and abandoned his previous decision that there will be a relaunch of that convention. And why didn't he stick by it? Is he afraid of those people, or is he weak that he is not able to make a decision and continue? We'll discuss that another time. We don't want to. I want to for you and Prince to be on screen here and debate that.
Yes, sir. Mr. Gibson, if I may come in, sir.
Okay,
the point of injunction.
I will bring you back because you are the guest today. I will bring you back, but what you say, Prince? Then I will go to
a point of injection.
Yeah.
The first thing my brother failed to realize is that under the administration, we're not discussing Cummings, but under the administration of Mr. Cummings, we saw, in fact, the exodus of more permanent member of the CPP leaving than any other leadership. The records are.
I want to stop there because we're going to throw ourselves way back to Cummings. Anthony, I beg you, I will come back to you right after this guy because after that, I'm coming right back to you to make your point. No problem, but let me go to. Okay, let me go to this guy. I'll come back to you. Anthony, you make your comment. Let me go to 614-3989. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? 614-9383. You gotta speak up louder, bro. Hello, caller, 614-9383. Okay, I'm going to take you out when you call back and then maybe you'll be listening. All right. Before I go back to Mike today, I'm going to go back to Anthony. Anthony, we're not discussing comment now. If you want to make a comment on it, I can let you make a comment and pass on to them. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to let you make a comment on it, then we'll move on back to Gongloe. I can arrange for you and Prince Sherry to come here, and that day you might be ready to be on video so that everybody will see your faces. so you guys can debate this. Are you willing?
And I'll be on video.
So Prince Sherry will be representing the interests of the CDC, not for the government, but the CDC, and you will be representing the interests of the CPP. Is that good for you?
Absolutely, any day.
No problem. But let you make your comments, and then we'll come back to Gongloe. Go ahead.
So here is the thing that people don't understand. When you are making decisions as a leader, you don't make the decision based on you. You make that decision based on the outcome of the people you represent and the institution you represent. The choice of either Gongloe as a CPP candidate in Nimakande was the best choice for CPP. We did a VPS survey twice, and either Gongloe won. The young man just chose to do what he wanted to do, and he did what he did in Nimakande. Look at the vote that either Gongloe put up. If that woman was joined the group and support that lady, we got that senatorial seat. He got 5,000 votes. She was short of 4,000 votes.
But Anthony, I'd like to ask you a question right there, Anthony. I'd like to ask you a question there. As like I said, we're not discussing, but let me ask you one question. If Mr. Cummings is chairman and president senior partisan, the senior partisan of the ANC, Tiawan Gongloe is a executive member of the ANC. Could Cummings not be able to bring Tiawan Gongloe to understand? Was he not able to influence Tiawan Gongloe's decision to calm down and give a collective support?
Mr. Jeru.
Yes.
There is one thing any individual should understand, right? You can make a suggestion to a person. You can decide for them. Learn this. You can appeal. You can work all the algorithms. If the person so choose what they want to do, that's what they do. That's what they do. We see husband and wife in a relationship for 30 years, and the person decides today, I want to walk out, and they walk out. Does that mean the husband was not good enough for her? That's the things you can control. Only control things that you can control. All those algorithms was worked out. And the young man decides he's going to resign from the ANC and still go out independent. Even though most of the posts he was posting say hi ANC, emblem on it. Okay? But again, that's what individuals do.
Okay, let's come back to Gongloe. My question I wanted to ask you earlier. You said okay, I wanted to ask you this question, and I paused it because we were talking to other people. The question was, you said that Gongloe cannot win against George Weah. What specifically George Weah has that will outplay Gongloe in the election?
One, Gongloe as an individual or one political party does not stand a single chance currently under our current political atmosphere.
Why? Why is that? Why is that?
The CDC is a correlation. The reason is simple, Mr. Jeru. Most people right now in Liberia don't vote on policy issues. They vote on what they see their family member doing, that's what they do. Or what the group of people are doing, that's what they do. Or party sentiment, or travel lines. Those things are carrying our political landscape. Until individuals can say, you know what, I'm casting my ballot because this man stands for issues that I stand with, that we do in the Western world. It's not helping that if people are voting based on competence, based on politics, we would not have just we have today.
But what I don't understand about your analysis, this is what I don't understand about your analysis. This is what I don't understand about your analysis. I want you to educate me. You claim that Mr. Cummings can beat George Weah, but you claim Mr. Gongloe cannot beat George Weah as an individual. So what does Mr. Cummings have that is capable of beating George Weah?
Mr. Cummings won't have a CPP collaboration.
Okay.
As I first said, no one political party right now under the current atmosphere of our political landscape can win an election. We saw that 2005, 2011, the CDC by itself, the Congress for Government Strategy, could not win the presidency. They formed a coalition that brought them the seat. The UPDP and the NPP brought them the seat they had today. We saw that also with the United Party joining with Action Party and whatnot to win George Weah. So this has been a trend. Until that trend is broken, we will always need to have coalition, collaboration, alliances, and all the different things will continue to happen in our country. Because of the way people vote, because of the lack of information dissemination in our country, only 20 or less than 20% of the Liberian people have access to the internet.
So do you believe George, let me ask you a question. Do you believe George Weah has more tribal supporters or more politically leaning supporters or more ideological supporters that make him to be stronger than one person cannot win him? Where do you think George Weah's strength is? Where is his strength right now? If somebody were to ask you, if you left from here, you went to Russia and you participate in a radio program, and they say, what is your president's strength in the next election? What would you say?
Right now, the president is vulnerable. The president, we are carrying it politically, he's vulnerable. The citizens put all of their political action on the line in Boston County, and they were defeated.
Are you trying to say the individual senator's popularity is equivalent to George Weah's popularity?
What I can say today, like George Weah used to do, let them get in their hands up and then win election without even people looking at the platform. That cannot happen again in Liberia. Those days are come and gone. I can't get into that bragging. I can't get in wrong campaign on that because George Weah let their hand. I can't remember rerun in district number 8 and see if he can win. That's why he's saying that's even if you re-election that he's trying to go to, I think, Cape Town or one of these places to run. A character cannot seek re-election in District 8 and win it. I challenge him to do it. He will be disgraced. You know what? The party has lost its standing. The party has betrayed the trust of the ordinary Liberian people. The party has sidelined good people. They don't like competences in the CDC. They sideline people who try to, correct the wrong. Everybody's being praising a single-centered group. Look, you can support a politician. Don't present yourself as a slave. Disagree. He has mentioned I support President. God bless that word. I support coming.
Okay, all right. I want to hold you there. And bring in Sherry to respond to that. Sherry was quiet when you were speaking, so I want you to give me the chance to expound.
I will be quiet.
All right, Sherry.
Yes, sir. I am doing everything to guard myself within the confines of what you said we should be discussing. And I don't want to jump here and there.
Yeah.
I'm very good at that, but I want to control, myself in line with it. When it comes to Councillor Tiawan Gongloe, like I was saying, the first thing we saw from Tiawan Gongloe, his first political appearance under this particular government was the CPP primary. That was his first political appearance. That is in the CPP convention that was held in Nimba. Now, let's agree that the convention went the way it went. But was Tiawan Gongloe influence significant enough to pull the necessary vote from Madam Gongloe in his own backyard to give her a victory? That is the question. Absolutely, it was very weak. It was very weak.
Somebody could argue that there were two people back here. It was Tiawan Gongloe back here. It was Edith Gongloe back here. Are you saying that Tiawan Gongloe, if he's that popular, he could have overshadowed Tiawan Gongloe?
The first thing is we look at their involvement in their community and also in the nation. When you look at the brother Tiawan Gongloe, look, with no disrespect to Tiawan Gongloe, but when you put the two characters on the line, Tiawan Gongloe, Tiawan Gongloe, Big Brother Gibson Jerome, even the dead body under the ground, 1990, will wake up and tell you, say, they Gongloe man here, I know him. One way or the other, he has impacted this nation. He has worked for the poor people. He is the poor man lawyer. So when it comes to Tiawan Gongloe name, both politically and in our own lay house, you cannot say he is not an individual of influence. Even right in Nimba, he has pleaded for people. What I mean in the court of competence jurisdiction.
What's wrong with his politics that he couldn't influence that in Nimba?
That's good. So this is to tell you that the way our people look at things. Look, Big Brother Gibson, Liberia politics is evolving in the positive dimension. People are becoming cognizant. People are becoming so clever relative to what they want. And we must say thanks to this government that is making Liberians to understand and to know their priority, what they want. We must have some scrimmages. But these scrimmages, I'm telling you, the Liberians are developing on a daily basis. Now, one of the reasons is that people get to understand that you don't use maybe, a position or a particular work that you are doing to want to gain the people political favor. No, political favor is different from somebody sympathizing with you. For example, somebody could just like me because I am Prince, my nose is like this, and I'm from Grand Cape County. Somebody can just like me for that. Another person, that person who like me just because my name is Prince Sherry, I'm from Grand Cape County, my nose looking at it, could not like me because of politics. When it comes to politics, that person can say, no. They bring boy, I must bring you before you make me verse. And you understand? So what we are trying to say is that when you look at Tiawan Gongloe, he is politically, he is not an ingredient to satisfy the people dish when it comes to politics. That is it. He is not an ingredient.
He is not an ingredient to satisfy the political dish of the people.
No, he is not. He is not.
Somebody can argue and say, hey, Prince, you are taking it too far. Either Gongloe as an individual might be the problem and not Gongloe. Maybe if you were Gongloe himself in that race, probably you would have won. But either Gongloe probably did not have, the people didn't like either Gongloe. What could you say?
That again, if anybody make that kind of assertion, I would say it is false. You know why people are mad at made forces is to bring the 1 and 2 together so that they can be able to get huge number. That's why they come together. That is the main reason. So when you look at Tiawan Gongloe and look at Honorable Edith Gongloe, where in fact have worked in that county as a superintendent, a former county official, worked in a particular county. Now, if Honorable Tiawan Gongloe, because she already has a constituents, that is clear. She already has a constituent. So if Councillor Tiawan Gongloe was, politically grounded and understand, and the people understand him politically, whatever number that he was going to bring on board was definitely going to affect positively Madam Gongloe results. But you can see that there is.
Anthony argued that Alexander Cummings can beat George Weah any day because he has a CPP behind him, and which Gongloe cannot do because no one person or individual can beat Weah into the election. When you look at Ellis Cummings and Gongloe, who is of a better chance when supported by an alliance or a CPP?
Actually, to admit, Big Brother Gibson, they both are not a suitable choice right now. They both are not a suitable choice right now. Right now, they are not a suitable choice right now. And these are my reasons. Look, Liberian President Weah have so much breaking the glass ceiling of politics to the extent that the people want to know you. The people want to know who you are. They want to know your track record. They want to see your own involvement in their life politically, in their life socially, in their life economically, in their life physically, wherever lay you can think about. The people want to know. They want to see you. Now, when it comes to Honorable Tiawan Gongloe, he has a place that he has contributed. but not politically. When it comes to Mr. Cummings, I am telling you this without no fear and favor. Mr. Alexander Cummings, I have a lot of respect for him. He's one of Liberia's proud. He served in other nations. But for somebody to use Coca-Cola progress to bring it to the political lifeline, it's a big mistake. Let me tell you why it is a big mistake, first of all. To not even use Coca-Cola thing. When you look at the place that Mr. Alexander Cummings served, like my brother said, he went in Nigeria and he was able to, boom. He went in Kenya, he went there. Let me tell you this. Before you talk about the input of an individual in either the business, you must look at the population, the demand of the people. When you look at the market in Nigeria, the population alone is even favorable that when you carry Cllr to go sell, they will buy it from you, you will finish. Cllr. All you need to do is to put a strategy because of their population, their number, their demands. So any business you carry in Nigeria, it will go. Even when you want to say, I'm not saying that people should do it, but even if you want to say be here, it will go there. It will go. That business will go because their population. Now, when you look at the progress of Coca-Cola in Nigeria and want to take it to ascribe it to Mr. Alexander Cummings that it was because of him, there is a sad mistake. Because the first thing is that Coca-Cola has put in place all its necessary mechanism to be able to detect what will happen.
I will take a final comment from you and actually, but let me go to Mike Delay and get Mike Delay out. Mike Delay, you heard the both sides. You heard the two Germans. What's your final thought?
Yeah, Mr. Jerry, to come to a conclusion, first Anthony made an allegation that what I was saying about Cummings and his corporate world, it was not fact. But just for common example, District 9 and Lima County can tell that Cummings is not man enough to stand to his own people that he created in his party, that he made to be known in his party as a chairman. He's not man enough to say, so look, I want you to start running, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. He couldn't make it. All the people coming hard in the house today, I thought I get leave or switch over to his party because of money. But for you to say, okay, I'm sending a running campaign to win this, he couldn't do it. He lost me, but he was saying as man, he said, look all the military elections, AFC not care anybody. He lost it. So if he can't stand up to his own people, can that man say against another person who is not in his own party? So Anthony should know better. We should understand that corporate and politics, they are two different things. But to come to my conclusion, Gongloe cannot win the election. The best thing he could do now is see Mr. Jerry, if people know you as advocate, be advocate. And those are some of the problems we're having. Like when I tell people, I say Liberia don't have president problem. That's one of the reasons. People are Gongloe are the reason. Because he want to be president. He's a citizen. He need to strengthen the law and to enforce that the lawyers there, the bar association, to be strong. Enforce good law to be advocates. But you cannot be advocates and be a politician. And that's what Gongloe is doing now. He's teaching the Liberian children that coming out to be advocates. Last he made a Martin calling now. He said being advocate is a politician. Because Mr. Gongloe. So if Gongloe cannot change his mindset to focus being an advocate or to be a politician, he will destroy the youth of Liberia that are coming up. They go through advocates and then they become politicians. You see, in the country, you cannot be two at the same time. Be one and be straight. And when you advocate for people, it's not for a particular party. It should be for all. And now you see Liberia today, the people who advocate, they don't do it for one session. Anything happens in the other hand, they don't discuss it. When it happens in the left hand, they discuss it. When it happens in the right hand, they keep it quiet. So people that men of Gongloe is not or retire himself for running for president, he will destroy the youth of Liberia. All those aspects that come up, they all be politicians. If he did it, other person will do it.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Mike Delay. Let me go to Prince. Oh, okay. This guy come back. Let me try and then I go to Prince for a final statement, a final comment. 614-9383. Are you here? 614.
I'm good. Sorry for the.
Yeah, I want you to raise your voice a little bit so we can all hear you very well. What's your name?
Can you hear me now?
What's your name, sir?
Yeah, you're good. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. What's your name, sir?
Loud and clear. Okay, I'm Victor Parton. Just following the show, and I just want to say one or two things on my mind.
Okay.
About to speak about country politics.
When you're talking, then your voice can go back. So just stay on that tempo. When you ask him, you can hear me. That place you can be stay there. Don't go back.
Okay. Yeah. Is it better now?
It's better now. When you stay like that, I'll be happy.
Okay. So yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak my mind on your platform. And just the CCP thing, I've been really concerned about it, because when we clearly look at the history of Liberia and people that came up to say it was coming back to elaborate the Liberian people. And if you look at things that we don't take into consideration nowadays, the unity that was within those people that came up to liberate the Liberian people. The unity was not connected. And that was the key problem that led us to this, the death of President Doe, and that was the key problem that led us to be without model and horrible war. It was the unity. The unity was not it was not connected. Let me make an example to things. I believe if Frank Johnson and Tom Cllr was on the same page, I believe Doe was not going to die. I believe there was going to be one or two people that was going to come up with a better option. And that was going to keep Doe alive to get maybe he was going to be in court or somewhere else. Then there was going to be no reason that was going to be having a modern war. I believe at that time when the people came to elaborate of it, they knew exactly what they wanted. I believe President Cllr was not going to be a president. If they knew who was going to be the leader, if they knew what they wanted, Cllr was not going to be a president today in Liberia because they were going to go straight to the point. And today, again, we have the same people, CCP. They are educated, very smart and intelligent people, but the unity is not connected. So, we Liberian people making decisions because we feel like we get desperate for change and trying to make change all costs to get rid of Georgia. It is not our concern now. We have learned a lot from the past. The unity is not connected. Let me take a few examples. We saw in the election when the election was going. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. We're listening.
Hello. Yes, I'm just a little bit interrupted. We saw the election when the election was going on at the time. We saw who put Henry Cochran supported. At the end of the day, I mean, when someone has their intention, the intention is already there. At the end of the day, we saw it okay for the sake of the country. So yeah, I'm gonna go on the side of church. We are after 6 months, maybe around 3 months, things fall apart because the intention was already there. It never. I mean, the unity is not hard enough. So this CCP thing, I mean, I can't get my head around it because number one, if you let me say in our Liberian way, if a man says he's going to stay with a woman because of the sake of the children, because they have children together, not because he loves her, that's not unity.
All right.
That's not law.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you for your comments.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Prince, I'll take your final word, and then Anthony will close it up.
All right, sir. Let me again say thank you and thanks to the many listeners. You know.
You say what?
I just think everybody won.
No, he's making a comment. You're going to be the last. You got all the time. If you want to say something? You want to say something?
Yes, I wanted to say something.
Okay, go ahead. Say it. Bring your way.
We just spoke. Use of phrase in that. Use of prayer in life. Many folks in Liberia today, even including the CPP collaboration, members of the CPP, member within the CPP collaboration, I meant to say, are not seeing Liberia because they want Liberia to strive. They aim it because of their own self. Because if you really want Liberia to strive, and you have two individuals who are the top front runner in DMB and Cummings, looking at their resume, looking at the problem before us, who is best suited to move our nation forward? One has worked in government for 4 decades. Another hasn't worked in government but has worked in the corporate world. Liberia currently has 0 functioning institutions. Where do we go from here? That's the question. And Prince Sharif, I left out on that thing and Q&A so I can come out.
Okay. All right, Prince, go ahead. Your final comment.
Yes, sir. Let me just say that our people are setting bad precedent for the generation to come. You see, there is a guy who wrote extensively on leadership. And he is called Brian Eastward. Yeah, Brian Eastward. He wrote a book that talked about the 5 qualities of a successful leader. The 5 qualities of a successful leader. And when you look at the quality of a successful leader, the second, how you call or place, not in a particular order, but he talks about a leader having the ability to be able to develop others. You must have the ability to develop other people. Take something from the ground and make it to be what it wasn't. That is what I see lacking in Mr. Alexander Cummings. Mr. Alexander Cummings cannot boast of anything that through his political influence has gained relevance. This is the reason why an Alexander Cummings is not even respected in the CPP. I'm telling you this. Because when it comes, for example, to someone like Mr. Ure, he has a political institution that he established from the scratch. When you look at Joseph Numa Boeka, ambassador, the former vice president, he can boast of a political institution that, back in the days that they were part of. When you look at some of the people that within the CPP, they can name a political institution that they groomed. They took from the very root and brought it to where it is. But when you look at Cummings, it's almost like somebody who just jumped from somewhere and come there and meet everything in place. And this is why Mr. Alexander Cummings is a bit confused. Because if he were to begin the process of building a political institution, I don't care how long it's going to take, but at the end of the day, he will be able to build up people. He will be able to bring people that he has developed that can be able to propagate his issue. But for example, look at my brother that is here now, that is speaking, Mr. Gay. Mr. Gay cannot tell you anything substantive about Mr. Cummings. Nothing. All that you will be talking, if they, my brother, talk 2018, 15 of it will be Coca-Cola. Because Mr. Alexander Cummings has not developed any institution or developed anybody. But for example, if I'm to talk about the CDC, I can name more than 1,500 persons that the CDC have grown from nowhere and brought them somewhere. That today they are politically relevant in Liberia. For example, look at Sir Joseph. Look at Thomas Fowler. So you see, as a leader, as Brian Eastward said, you must have that ability to develop people. If you cannot develop people, If you cannot point to something that you develop, please don't tell us that you leader before we slap you or we bear you. Don't try. If you cannot have an institution that you can be able to bring up yourself, you know the challenges, you do your own SWOT analysis for that institution to become what it is. Don't tell us here you leader before you may up there we bear you. Don't try. Don't try. Don't try. So you see, people are leaving their areas. People yesterday who were talking about, oh, President, we are the men of football, oh, the men of this, the men of that. Today, what are we seeing? Not knowing all these things that Honorable Tiawan Gongloe do. Oh, poor man lawyer was jumping around. Poor man lawyer, poor man lawyer. So the poor man lawyer were eyeing the presidency. Oh, now what the poor man lawyer were there for? There's the reason. Let me tell you something. Now, what today you see in our country, Toba Natipota, somebody who I like so much. He's my father politically. Today, he cannot win no election in Liberia. You know why? Because yesterday, or why he started with, the people said that they were the advocate of the people. He said that they were the advocate of the people. We're talking for our people. We're talking for our people. At the end of the day, the people got to know that they had some political honor too. So because of this, Liberians, his political ambition ain't go nowhere. He will continue to run until the grace of God call him. So what we are saying is that Tiawan Gongloe involvement in politics, it will even affect the CPP. The CPP will be affected greatly, and not even the CDC, because we have our constituents, we have our base, we have our own root. So the CPP is what that is going to be affected, and most especially Mr. Alexander Cummings. And again, as a leader, you must be very consistent in what you tell people. Look, you can see the inconsistency. Look, let me stay on the one, because I know I can't go now. You can see the inconsistency in Mr. Alexander Cummings. You as a leader, you cannot be inconsistent. Look, as a security man, as I am, inconsistency can lead to so many damages, especially on an assignment. Alexander Cummings will say, no, I agree with the result, and I agree. You see the man, and I agree. Then he turn around again and say, oh, okay, I agree. What kind of leader is that? What kind of leader is that? These are some of the things that we look at and we say Mr. Alexander Cummings is not a choice, even for the CPP. For the CPP, it's not a choice. So on this note, again, I want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity. We came here.
Beautiful time.
Yeah.
I'll find a beautiful time and see how we can discuss that issue. And I think Anthony is willing, and we'll find a possible time, because you yourself, you have a show and he can do something too. But I'd like to say thank you to you for, I've been listening to you several times. I'll follow
you, sir.
So, you know, I've been very busy. And so you guys are carrying on the fight in the media, and that's very good. But Anthony, are you there?
Yeah, Mr. Prince, I spoke for almost 6 minutes, but let me say.
Okay, you got 10 minutes. Go ahead. Go ahead, you got 10 minutes.
For inviting me. Yes, first of all, welcome back. Thank you for inviting me to the show, and I appreciate the opportunity. Yes, what I have to tell my Liberian people, my fellow Liberians here in the diaspora, and those of you that are listening through the radio and via Facebook in Liberia and in parts of the world. Most people in Liberia, they love Alexander Cummings, but they're afraid they won't be able to do what they used to do back in the day. And that's the reason why when it comes to the bread and butter issue, which is their JOB, they don't want to support him. Because guess what? He's the only political leader right now who spoke against the 30,000 our law because a statement was put out. All the other ones kept quiet. They asked him to talk. Why he did this? He said, if it will cost me the nomination of the CPP, so be it. How many of them can speak in that tone? If it's going to cost me the nomination of the CPP ticket for me criticizing the law and the rest of the other people that took the 30,000, then so be it. That was his word. Mr. Cummings said those words. And now I wanted to jump out of my seat. You know, when you're watching the basketball, me, I'm a Kobe Bryant fan. You know, when you're watching the sport of basketball and you see somebody taking that tough shot, and you're like, oh, man, did he just do that? That's how I felt when I heard him speak in that manner. Look, not many politicians will take that thing. If this would cost me my political career, so be it. But this was wrong. Can we see any of those Absolutely not. Coming did not only speak, but he put out a statement. So that's what you're going to get when you have Alexander Benedict Cummings as your president. He also said we will put Liberia officials who were still in jail so that children will go see them behind bars. I said, oh, there are other people do so and will put him behind bars. He said it. You know what they are afraid again? Of his competence. His resume is rich. They can't, so all of the other guys he was saying, you know, you can't even manage Lamabi too. Now, let's go to Liberia. Let's forget about Coca-Cola. The Curtis Africa Foundation, the way in which it's structured, put any foundation in Liberia against it. Liberia own foundation. They put it against it. And let's see how it's structured, how it's well ran, and everything. Which one is better than Curtis Africa Foundation? Another thing, the same school, first of its kind in the nation. Science, engineering, technology, and mathematics. First of this kind, that school, where you can find 9-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old writing code, picking on things. Don't listen to those students. You have a president who have an MBA, or someone say MPA, who is afraid to have a 1-hour press conference and take questions from reporters. Mr. Jerry, you can barely witness. You will love to question President Weah if he gives you the opportunity. And I know you will grow. But guess what? He's running away from the media. Even when the nation is dying dead. COVID-19 Delta variant was going at it in Liberia. We didn't hear our president. We were looking for the father of the nation to reassure the people. So we instill courage in the people. And tell them, oh, we got this thing under control. Here now, the president was nowhere to be found. All we get from our president is recorded messages. And then it'll be replayed. The president cannot address the nation. The only thing the president addressing the nation is SONA. Once a year. And then he comes to the United Nations once a year. Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings is not afraid of the movement. He was 36 years old when he became vice president of the Pittsburgh company, the food company, before Coca-Cola. Let's go. There is no politician currently in Liberia who has invested more money. 1 second.
Hello? I think Anthony, are you there? Anthony, are you there? I think I lost Anthony. Anthony, are you there? Okay, I think I lost Anthony. All right, okay, folks. So thank you very much for being part of today's broadcast. Guys, I'm not going to promise anything. I'm not going to promise anything, like I said. I'm going to work on my schedule. I'm going to work on my schedule and see what I can do. We're sorry that Anthony dropped off, but we're going to invite Anthony here again, and you will have enough time to debate the issue that he just raised about the inability of the president to communicate or whatever he was saying. So we'll work it out with he and Prince Sherry in a very cordial manner to debate the issue. And let's hear from them. They are all young people. We want to hear from the young people. So I want to say thank you very much for coming here. Let me share a song with you. And let me see, share a song with you right here. And if you don't hear my voice, actually, I will say thank you.
Jerusalema ikayalami ilondoloze uhambe nami zungangishilana Jerusalema ikayalami londoloze uhambe nami zungangishilana dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze zuhambe nami dawo yami ayikholana
Let me just say this to those of you. I'm going to play a song in honor of the Tanzanian president, and that's the song I was really looking for right now. You know, the Tanzanian president is one of the most progressive. He was one of the most progressive guys, but unfortunately, this guy lost his life. Some people say.
I wish ningemona Magufuli, nipige magoti, nimpongeze hadharani. Yani rais wa muungano wa jamhuri, mchapakazi hachoki, anayepinga nani? Ametuvusha vikwazo, wewe nami, ona nchi anavyoijenga. Flyover tunazo, daraja Kigamboni, airport imeshajengwa. Acha nikupongeze kwa Air Tanzania, zidi baba tuongeze, Air basi Bombardia, standard gauge tuteleze, kusafiri unasinzia. Acheni tu niwaeleze, Magufuli kapania. Odadi Magufuli, cheza nipone, sopenda wabanecho, magumu acheni. Odadi asa cheza nipone, jembe toka Chato, Magufuli ndo rais wa wanyonge. Aga mpole mtu wa dini hajachoka, tunashukuru. Amesame mara 70, papiko chasa yupo huru. Wa Tanzania tupewe nini, vilokufa yeka vifufua. Karudisha nidhamu serikalini, ukileta janja na tumbua. Sekta madini, umeme, maji, kero zimepungua. Elimu bure vijijini, watoto shule wanabukua. Ifikapo 2020, kura yangu wechukua. Asa tufiche ya nini, Magu uongozi anaujua. Dar es Salaam mwendo kasi, vituo vya afya kila kata. Machinga tunachapa kazi, tena huru bila shaka. Buriki utari ameongeza, uchumi uweze panda. Serikali Dodoma inapendeza, Tanzania ya viwanda. Odadi Magufuli, cheza nipone, sopenda wabanecho, magumu acheni. Odadi asa cheza nipone, jembe toka Chato, Magufuli ndo rais wa wanyonge. Asa wote wa Tanzania tusimame imara, eni wote Tanzania, Tanzania tusonge mbele. John Pombe Magufuli, simama imara, yani sote tusonge mbele. Tanzania tusonge mbele. Oh Mama Samia Suluhu, basi simama imara, pamoja tusonge mbele. Tanzania tusonge mbele. Baba Kasimu Majaliwa, simama imara, pamoja tusonge mbele. Tanzania tusonge mbele.